Hey everybody, and welcome to this special episode of Unboxing Wednesdays, where we're talking about the greatest day of the year, and that is Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, May 5th, 2018. What is Free Comic Book Day, you might be asking yourself? Well, it's the most awesome day of the year, and it's the day where you get to go into your local comic shop, if they're participating, and get a selection of free comics. You get to choose from over 50 titles of free books, no strings attached. You walk into your shop and you grab some free comics, and everybody's happy. It's a day to promote comic books as a wonderful literary and visual art form, and it's a day to celebrate all the good people that work in comics, such as myself, and all the really talented people that make up the comic book publishing industry. Nobody does Free Comic Book Day quite like Stadium Comics does Free Comic Book Day. And we've made a name for ourselves over the years of putting on a great event with awesome special guests, crazy in-store discounts, and door crasher deals. And this year's no exception. Today we're going to look at all 50 titles that will be available as part of Free Comic Book Day. On another video in the future, we're going to go into kind of what's so special about the Stadium Comics sales and discounts that we're going to be having as we get a little closer to the event. I will say that we're really excited about some of the artist guests that we're going to have at this year's event. Really excited about 3 of them in particular, because all 3 of them have a book that's going to be offered as part of Free Comic Book Day. So not only can you come in and grab a free book, you can grab a free signature from the artist who worked on the book as well. So those 3 artists are Alex Milne, who worked on IDW's Transformers Unicron book. He'll be here on Free Comic Book Day. Jamal Campbell from Boom Studios. Jamal's also done a ton of work for Marvel and DC over the last few years. But his Power Rangers Free Comic Book Day book will be featured here. Jamal drew the cover for it, and he'll be on hand to sign copies of that book. And then Leonard Kirk, legendary DC and Marvel comics creator. He's most recently worked on comic series such as All New Wolverine and Black Panther. Leonard will be here to sign copies of his book, Captain Canuck Invasion, which is part of the free offering again as part of Free Comic Book Day. So without further ado, let's get to the books. Let's show you all the good stuff that's going to be available. And we'll talk a little bit about how Free Comic Book Day works and how some different stores run their events. Okay, first up we have Berlin. This is by Drawn and Quarterly Press. Bob's Burgers from Dynamite. You know, a lot of people ask, there's 50 free comic books that are being offered. Can I just take all 50 of them? No, not quite. Most shops usually have a limit as to how many books you can take. Normally here at Stadium Comics it's 5 books per person in attendance, but some stores it might be less, some stores it might be 1 book, some stores it might be 3, some stores it might be 10. It all depends on the store, so be sure to check with your local shop for the details on that. From Dark Planet, Silver. The Legend of Korra from Dark Horse. From Humanoids we have The Meta Baron. Warren Ellis's James Bond 007. From Fantagraphics we have a feature on the world's greatest cartoonists. From Scholastic Press we have Sparks. It should be noted that Free Comic Book Day is a day for comic fans of all shapes, colors, ages, you name it. We've got books for young children, we've got books for teenagers, we've got books for mature readers and adults as well. So always be careful what you're picking up off the shelves on a Free Comic Book Day. A book like this would be entirely appropriate for a young boy or girl, but there are books that might have some mature language or mature themes or even nudity in them. So you have to be careful. When in doubt, check with your local comic shop to see what's age appropriate. From Cubhouse we have The Wormworld Saga. From Image Comics we have Street Angel's Dog. From Kodansha Comics we have Ghost in the Shell Global Neural Network. From Yen Press we have Crush. From Viz we have My Hero Academia. Any Community fans out there? This is Starburns Presents #1. If you've watched Community, the guy who has the Starburns, this is his comic. He created this book. It's from SBI Press, which I'm guessing is Starburns something Press. And this features creators such as Patton Oswalt, the comedian, and Dan Harmon, creator of Community, among other things. From Vault, we have Maxwell's Demons. From Udon and Capcom, it's Street Fighter II Ultra. Valiant brings us Shadow Man. It's got a preview of the first issue of Shadow Man, which recently came out. Plus, it's got some Harbinger Wars 2 previews as well. This one is always a quick seller. I guess seller's not the word. We run out of this one quickly every year. It is the Spongebob Freestyle Funnies for 2018. Everybody loves Spongebob, and it's got a cool wrap cover as well. We've got the Aspen 2018 Free Comic Book Day book, which features the debut of 2 all-new series from Aspen, Dissension and New Way. Howard Lovecraft, big book of summer fun. From Chapter House, we have Die Kitty Die, I Love You to Death. Lady Mechanica from Joe Benitez has a Free Comic Book Day issue. The kids are all about Miraculous nowadays. Miraculous Adventures of Ladybug and Cat Noir. This has a Free Comic Book Day book as well. Who doesn't love Adventure Time? This is a Fiona and Cake issue of Adventure Time for Free Comic Book Day. The Nightmare Before Christmas, Zero's Journey. From Aftershock Comics, it's Relay. Another one that moves quickly on Free Comic Book Day, Pokemon Sun and Moon. Invader Zim, the Doctor Who 2018 Free Comic Book Day edition from Titan. A lot of people ask, like, how, is every shop participating in Free Comic Book Day? And the answer is no. I mean, a lot of shops are. Some shops choose not to. But most really good retailers are participating in Free Comic Book Day in some way. And the books, they aren't truly free. They are given away free to customers who come into retail shops. But it is, they do come at a cost to retailers. So they cost between 25 and I think 30 or 40 cents per book. And multiply that by the thousands and thousands of books that are going to be given away at stores, millions all across the world on Free Comic Book Day. It is a significant cost, but the day is meant to bring people into the comic shop and to support the local comic shop retailer. So it's a small expense to put out for a lot of the goodwill that it's going to create in the community. So it's well worth it. So please go ahead and support your local shop on Free Comic Book Day. A Brief History of Tank Girl. Fans of British comics, 2000 AD, regened. The Tick, with new stories. From Oni Press, Shadow Roads. Terry Moore's Strangers in Paradise. New from Scout Comics, The Mall, an 80s coming-of-age crime story. From Unique Studios, we have Malika. From Paper Cuts, The Only Living Boy. The Comic Book Legal Defense Fund has Defend Comics, Reading Without Walls. Overstreet, Guide to Collecting. This is always a popular one too. Just goes into details about how to get into comic collecting, some resources you should look into, how to take care of your books. It's a really good intro to the hobby of comic collecting. First Second Books brings us Comics Friends Forever. Riverdale fans, check out this Free Comic Book Day edition of the Riverdale comic. Dark Horse brings us Overwatch, which was a very cool game that's been that has a comic book adaptation. But a cooler book is Black Hammer, which is featured on the inside pages of this book. Not as popular as Overwatch, but a damn good comic. Trust me on this one. Joe Books brings us Disney Princess Free Comic Book Day edition. This one's going to be a popular one with the girls. It is DC Superhero Girls. Features a chapter from the Date with Disaster original graphic novel. This one's always super popular on Free Comic Book Day. It is the Simpsons Bongo Comics Free-for-All for 2018. Star Wars Adventures. We've even got an Avengers Free Comic Book Day book. Don't miss out on this one, especially with Infinity War coming out the weekend before. And it should be noted that the Avengers book on the reverse side has a preview of the upcoming Captain America series by Ta-Nehisi Coates and Lionel Yu. So check that out if you're a Marvel fan or into like just cool stuff in general. We've got an amazing Spider-Man book that's part of Free Comic Book Day. Barrier is a very special Free Comic Book Day book that is put out by two creators that I really enjoy. One being Brian K. Vaughan, the writer on series such as Why the Last Man, Saga, We Stand on Guard, Paper Girls, and Marcos Martin, who is just an amazing comic book artist. And this is the first issue of Barrier, available for free on Free Comic Book Day. Something you should take note of, though, is it is rated M for mature. There are some definite mature scenes in here, so don't let your little one grab a copy of this on Free Comic Book Day unless they're grabbing it for you. Barrier. This is going to be awesome. We should also mention that DC Nation issue 0 will be available as part of Free Comic Book Day. We don't have copies of that book in hand yet, as it's actually scheduled for release just the week before Free Comic Book Day. But we'll have copies on hand to give away free on the big day. First up is Shattered Grid, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This is part of the Shattered Grid storyline that's going on right now in the Power Rangers comics. Some very crazy things have happened to the Power Rangers team as part of this story. The cover here is by Jamal Campbell, who will be attending our Free Comic Book Day to sign copies of this book and any other number of books that he's done over the last little while for Marvel and DC, stuff like Justice League of America Vixen, covers that he's done for like Amazing Spider-Man and Avengers. He's a super talented guy, and we're honored to have him back here at Stadium. All of our artists that are attending will generally be available to do sketches as well for people on a first come first served basis. Now, sketches do take some time, and the artist may decide to charge for those sketches, but autographs are always free. From IDW, we've got Transformers Unicron. Artist Alex Milne, who worked on the interior pages of this book, will be on hand as part of Free Comic Book Day to sign copies of this and any number of the Transformers books that he's worked on in the past. Stuff like Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, Rom vs. Transformers, which he worked on recently, Transformers Spotlight Drift, our Transformers Spotlight Megatron cover that he did for us a few years back. Really great guy, Alex, and he's going to be on hand to sign as well. And finally, Invasion from Chapter House. The great Leonard Kirk will be on hand to sign copies of this. As I said at the beginning, Leonard's worked on All New Wolverine and most recently Black Panther. Just a ton of stuff in DC and Marvel's history as well. Leonard's a great guy. I'm sure you guys will all really enjoy meeting Leonard. If you haven't already, get this copy signed on Free Comic Book Day. Well, that's it for this look at the free books that are coming out on Saturday, May 5th here at Stadium Comics and at comic shops all over the world. Hope you found the video useful. Hope you get a chance to swing by our store if you're in the Brampton area. And check out our YouTube page for our weekly unboxing of new comics. And check out stadiumcomics.com for all kinds of awesome collector's pack pre-orders that are available through our website exclusively. And comicboxer.com for monthly comic book mystery boxes. Take care, everybody. Enjoy Free Comic Book Day, and we'll see you all soon.